everybody. Welcome to my makeshift yoga studio here in my home. I have a couple props for our chair yoga class today. So what I'd like you to focus on first and foremost is a sturdy chair. So I want a chair with a good strong back on it. Nothing that is too deep because we are going to be working from the edge of the chair. And I want something that you can comfortably reach the feet to the ground and stay nice and securely in your seat. So I chose this one today. And I also have a couple accessories. I have a block and I have a book. So if you don't have a block, you can always use a book just to give you a couple extra inches if you need it to keep your knees in alignment as we sit comfortably in our chair. We're going to start on our chair. I have a block underneath my feet just because I like to have my feet up a little bit because normally my feet don't reach the ground. So if you're lucky enough to sit all the way back in your chair and your feet reach the ground, then go ahead and find a comfortable position, allowing the feet to stay nice and grounded. And as we stay grounded through the feet, we can also feel a connection of something bigger, a connection to something besides our own self, something greater than us, the earth, the divine, God, whatever we feel in our body is the connection that we're seeking. So to begin class, I want to just begin to come into the breath. So I want to explore the breath a little bit and close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. If not, you're welcome to keep your eyes open. And I just want you to start to begin to fill the body with air, the lungs, the heart, the chest. And exhale and soften the body as we release the breath. Inhale through the nose. Fill the body with air. Exhale and sigh that out through the mouth. 2 more breaths just like that. Inhale through the nose. Exhale and sigh that out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh that out through the mouth. Continue to find your rhythm of your breath. There's a pace or a song that plays with the inhale and the exhale of the breath in the body. We just want to sit quietly and examine that. We want to feel that in the body. Becoming aware of the internal body. Noticing the outline of the exterior body. Continue to fill the breath in the body. And release the breath and exhale, soften the body. Taking a few more inhales and exhales in through the nose and out through the nose. Starting to connect with the breath, allowing some space for the mind, the monkey mind going from one thing to the next, whether it's stress, anxiety, fear, to-do lists. We can sit in our breath and just begin to offer the mind some space, some time to pause. Surrender a bit to the breath. And continue to follow the waves of the breath, the in and the out. Continue to explore the breath, the body, the sensations you may be feeling. And as the mind begins to wander to what's next, what are we going to do? How's this going to play out? Simply come back to following the breath, seeing the in and watching the out. Inhale, surrender. Exhaling, calm. Inhale, surrender. Exhale, calm. 3 more breaths. Inhale, surrender. Exhale, calm. Inhale, surrender. And exhale, calm. Continue to stay within your breath. You can soften the eyes even more deeply. If it's a preference of yours to keep your eyes open, that is completely fine as well. We just want the mind to stay focused on the inhale and the exhale. I brought with me a book to read today, a book I've been enjoying during this very trying time in our lives as our usual world, our usual life has changed drastically through quarantine. And hopefully we're finding the benefits and the beauty of the stillness of the quarantine, the time to explore our minds and our bodies and our time at peace and quiet. So the book I brought, or I'm reading from today, is The Wind is My Mother. And this is a book about the life and teachings of a Native American shaman. And this particular chapter is coping with suffering. Most of us have very little faith. We say we do until something difficult happens, and then we feel everything is hopeless. We try, we struggle, yet we feel giving up sometimes, thinking, well, this is it, this is the end, this is as far as I will go in my life. At times like that, go to the ocean. Imagine the ocean. Imagine the waves come in. The tide has a steady rhythm, a tempo. The tempo is never affected by the storms of the sea. When the tide hits the shore, it goes as far inland as it can. And when it reaches its zenith, it is not the end. It is merely a turning point. Then it flows back out to the sea, where there's great strength and power. It doesn't matter how strong the storm might be out there. It does not affect the rhythm of the ocean as it comes in and it turns back out. In our struggles, we may think we can't go any farther, not realizing that it is merely a turning point in our life. All power is available to us. You can turn things around in your own life. Live hopefully and keep that hope going. The waves of the ocean. Take 3 more nice big inhales and exhales. Relaxing and releasing. Inhale, energizing the body. Exhale, releasing. 1 more nice big breath. Inhale some energy. And exhale and release. We can begin to wiggle the fingers and toes, bringing ourselves back into the awareness of the body. If you have a book or a block under your feet like me, I'm going to slide that off to the side. And we're going to simply slide to the edge of the chair. I have my sit bones connected to the chair so I can feel grounded in my sit bones, grounded in my body. In class, oftentimes I'll place my hands on my hips before we even begin to move and start to rock from side to side, feeling the sit bones against the chair. So I want to feel nice and plugged in and connected to the chair. And then we'll pause as we we begin to plug ourselves in, feeling grounded through the root chakra. Then we want to also analyze and look at our alignment in the body. My hips and knees are aligned, my knees and ankles are aligned, my hips and shoulder girdle are aligned one over the other. And the back of my head is reaching to the alignment of my tailbone, staying nice and tall and upright. Through our practice, we want to stay energized in the core. We want to keep parts of the body, all the big muscle groups, nice and turned on. So we're aware of the energy that moves through the entire body. We're going to start here with a little bit of movement through the belly. So we're going to inhale, and we're going to press the belly forward, coming into a cow-like position, stretching open the front of the body. As we exhale, we're going to begin to round through the back body. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the front of the body, and take a big inhale. As we exhale, we want to round through the back body and draw the chin down towards the chest, stretching the back of the neck. Inhale, as we allow the heart to draw forward, the belly lifts and opens. Exhale, we'll take that belly in and we'll round through the belly. Inhale one more time, finding some flexibility in the spine. Exhale, and we round once again. And very, very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, we'll begin to stack our vertebrae back into alignment as we come to the top of the chair, the top of our seat. And here we find ourselves in mountain pose. In mountain pose, we stay energized through the body even though we're still within. At this point, I want to start to begin to move the shoulders. We'll shimmy and shake the shoulders and just find a little bit of hinging at the hips, leaning forward. And we'll shimmy back, maybe even rounding through the shoulders, just loosening up the body, relaxing and releasing, getting any tightness out of the body that may be holding us back. We'll pause. We'll find that same movement through the hands and ankles. So we'll just start to round and release the wrists, moving the fingers, the hands, circling, releasing and relaxing. We'll place the hands back on the thighs. We'll find that same movement with the ankles. So we'll lift the right foot and we're just going to find some gentle ankle rolls. Now you don't have to have your leg very high. We just want the feet off the ground so we can move through these ankle rolls freely. And we'll release that right foot down. And then we'll find that left foot. We're going to move through those same circles. So nice emphasis on the ankles and the joints. And we'll set the left foot back down. Moving on, we're going to find a similar movement in our hips. So we're going to bend the right knee towards the body. Now you can hold on underneath the knee with the hand underneath the knee. Or if you have any knee issues, it's helpful to bring that hand underneath the thigh. So there's two options. And we're just going to find some gentle, slow circles with that right hip. So we're just drawing circles like we did with our ankles and our wrists. And we're just finding a gentle movement. We're going to take that in the opposite direction. This does not need to be a big circle. We just want to lubricate those joints, especially the hips. They want to hold tension during these times of anxiety, fear, the unknown. Moving on to the left side, same thing. You can bring the hand underneath the knee, or you can bring the hand underneath the thigh. And we'll begin to slowly find some circles. Drawing that left hip open slightly. Nice and gentle, stay tall through the spine. And we'll take that in the opposite direction. Nice big circles, relaxing, slowing things down. Just warming up here, and we'll set that left leg down. Similar movement with the shoulders. We're going to lift that right shoulder. It's going to reach up towards the ear, and then we're going to slide that down the back. Left shoulder reaches up and it slides down the back. Continuing on, we're going to move through these shoulders. 2 or 3 more nice big circles, nice and slow. Take your time. And then we'll pause. And we'll take that right shoulder forward this time, and then the left, and right, and left, and right. One more time, on the left, and then the right. Hands on the thighs, and we're just going to shimmy those shoulders, bending, hinging at the hips, and we'll draw the body back to center. Roll those shoulders out. 3 big shoulder rolls, pulling the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale and releasing them. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, we'll draw our arms to a T. We're going to turn the palms so they're facing down. As we exhale, I want you to think about pressing out air in the body. We inhale, we fill the lungs with air. We exhale, we remove all that breath in the body. Inhale, we fill the lungs, the belly. Exhale, we press that air out. Inhale, we draw in the air. Exhale, we press that out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, and release that out of the body. Give yourself a smile. Roll through those shoulders some more if necessary. Moving on, we'll find our arms back into a T. We're going to find our cactus arms. Make sure that the body is active, especially the front body. We're pulling in the belly. The shoulders are rolled down the back. Feet are in alignment with the knees. We're grounded through the legs. So we're feeling that connection through the entire body. So the feet are grounded. Our seat is grounded. We're finding length through the spine, and our arms are now proud in cactus or goalpost arms. So as we exhale, we're going to draw the arms towards one another. You don't need to touch the elbows and hands together. If you can, wonderful. If you can't, bring them to whatever place is comfortable. On our inhale, we'll begin to open those arms. We peel them open. We let the heart lift. Exhale, and we round through the back body slightly, and we'll draw those arms towards one another. Inhale, we pull those arms wide, maybe even lifting the heart even more this time. Exhale, and we'll round. Inhale and open. We have 2 more of these. Exhale, and we round. Inhale, open, lift the heart. Exhale, and we round. Hands can come quietly to heart center. We'll pause here for a moment. Just begin to notice the amount of energy that you're feeling, maybe in the arms and the shoulders and the upper body. We'll allow the arms to release next to the side of the body. We're going to bend the elbows, and we want to keep the elbows relatively close to our waist. We're going to hold the palms upward as if we're holding a platter. And we're going to inhale, and we'll open the hands to the side of the body. As we exhale, we'll draw them back to our beginning position. We inhale, we open. We exhale, we close. It's a great movement for the rotator cuff. Go nice and slowly. If you have a rotator cuff injury, you may not want to do this movement so large. Make it small. Or maybe want to find a different stretch. Maybe go back to cactus arms. We have 2 more of these. We're just going to open and we close, and we'll find 1 more here. We open and we close. Hands can come to heart center, and pause for a moment. Release the hands down alongside the chair. Bring the left hand to the base of the chair. So I want you to be able to hold on to the base of the chair. We're going to work on the side body. We're going to find a side body stretch next. So we'll inhale, we'll take that right arm long overhead, we'll bend that left elbow, and we'll begin to find a nice side stretch. Inhale, come back to center. We'll stay on this side for 2 more. Inhale, draw that arm overhead. Exhale as we reach. Inhale as we bring that back. Exhale at the bottom. Inhale, draw that arm long overhead. Exhale as we reach. Inhale as we draw that arm back to center. Moving to the second side, the right hand will come to the chair, the left arm is released. We'll find that side body stretch on the left side this time. So we inhale, give yourself a smile. Exhale as we draw that arm overhead, getting a nice side stretch. Inhale as we draw that back alongside the body. Exhale at the bottom. Inhale, draw that overhead. Exhale as we find that nice side body stretch. Inhale as we come back to center. Exhale at the bottom. Inhale as we draw that arm overhead. Exhale as we find that nice stretch. Keep breathing. Inhale as we draw that arm back through center. And we'll exhale at the bottom. Release both arms and roll out those shoulders. Excellent job. We're going to heel toe our feet a little bit wider. So our hips are nice and open and wide here. And we're going to find a nice little forward bend. 2 things I want you to keep in mind. If you have high blood pressure or heart issues or you get lightheaded, I want you to think about keeping your head above the hip line. So if we were to come into a forward fold, you would be able to maybe bring your head to about here. So think more of like a tucking movement looking towards the belly. If you've got a forward fold in your practice and you're used to folding a little deeper, you can come with us a little further into this forward fold. So we're going to take the arms and we're going to draw them long overhead. We're going to turn the fingertips so they're facing down, and we're going to dive down, and we're going to round through that back body. Begin to release the arms. Again, if you are at a place where you get lightheaded or have blood pressure issues, heart issues, you want to keep the head above the hips. If that is not an issue for you and you feel comfortable, you must follow what feels best in your body. You can begin to exhale and maybe get a little deeper into this forward fold. Let the head and neck release, maybe rocking the head from side to side, nodding yes, nodding no, releasing any tightness in the body. From here, continue to look towards the navel. We're going to round through the back body. So stay nice and round as you begin to find your upper body coming back into alignment. Very slowly stack the spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. The last thing to come up will be the head and neck. And here we are back at the beginning again. We'll heel toe those feet back together, checking the alignment, making sure the hips and knees are aligned, the knees and ankles are aligned. And then we've got the hip girdle and shoulder girdle nicely aligned. And the back of the head, we want to think about that reaching towards the tailbone. So we're nice and tall and upright. Pulling in the belly, staying nice and active. The feet and legs are active. And we're going to energize the body, moving through a couple sun salutations next. So we'll allow the arms to release at the side of the body. I'll demonstrate one sun salutation. If this is in your practice, please feel free to join me. Otherwise, we'll take the first one nice and slow. So we inhale, we'll draw the arms long overhead. If that is not attainable in your shoulders, you're welcome to simply bring the hands out in front of the body. From here, we inhale. We exhale, we start to find that forward fold again. So we round through the back body. Be mindful of where that head ends up. Relax the arms. We're rounding the back like a C shape. We come into a halfway lift. The halfway lift, I want you to think about allowing that heart center to have some space as we begin to activate the back body. The arms can stay relaxed, but we want to activate the back body. We want to make our spine nice and long, and we want to press through the crown of the head. We then release again into a forward fold, rounding the spine. We inhale, press into the feet. As the arms move away from us, we root to rise. We take in whatever energy we need from the sun, from the world, from the divine, and we draw that back within ourselves, and we pause at the bottom. 3 sun salutations. We inhale, we lift. We exhale, we round through the back body. Tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, lengthen the spine, energy out the crown of the head. Exhale, we round again, we release. Press into the feet, take the arms wide, we root to rise, and we bring all that energy back into our body. It's already making me smile even bigger. One more, inhale, lifting. Exhaling, rounding, forward fold, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and round, release. Press into those feet, root to rise. We come all the way back up to center. Exhaling, hands can come through to heart center. Allow the arms to relax next to the side of the body. We're going to continue to energize with some movements. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to find a little bit of a marching movement. And we're going to add the arms, depending on the shoulders. So if your shoulders are sore, your neck is sore, you've got something going on in the upper body, you can allow those arms just to relax. Another option would be to just move the arms as if you were walking, extending the arms away from the body. This in itself will get the heart rate up, even without the legs. That's a nice movement. And then we're going to begin to add the legs, and we're going to march a little bit. So let's just work with the legs to get that movement. So we begin to lift a knee, and then we alternate to the other side. Just lift and lower. Stay nice and engaged in the core. So this part of the belly is working quite a bit here, protecting our spine. And then we'll pause. You have 2 options to add arms. The first option would be to lift the opposite arm with the opposite knee. So right arm extends, left knee lifts. We'll come back through center, and then we move to the other side. There you go. That's our movement. So it's right arm, left knee, back through center, left arm, right knee, and we'll find this movement. Let's do 3 more on each side. Good, that's it. You got it. These are tricky sometimes. So we have 1 more, and then we pause at the bottom. You may continue with that exact movement, or you can add on. So cactus arms would be another option. We lift the right arm as that left knee comes up, and we come back to center. We move the left arm up, and the right knee lifts. We come back to center. So you're going to feel a lot more in the quads. Really need to keep that belly engaged. A little different movement. Again, the other option, modification, would be here. That's not working in your body, you're here. So bring your arms to cactus. We're going to lift that right arm and left knee. Good. Come back to center. Left arm, right knee. Center. Right arm, come back to center. Left arm presses up. Center. Right arm presses up. Come back to center. Left. And right. And left. And right. Good. Stay tall in the spine as we move nice and gently through these movements. You can always change your arms. You can always eliminate the arms or the legs. Maybe feeling the heart rate go up slightly, feeling some warmth in the body. That is the goal. We're getting nice and energized here. And we'll pause. Allow the arms to stretch long, and we'll bring them back alongside the body. You can roll out the shoulders. You can shimmy the shoulders out. Just find a nice release and relax and let all that energy out of the body. Continuing on, we're going to bring our arms to a T. We're going to work on the side obliques. So we're going to take the right arm, and it's going to reach nice and far. Try and keep the shoulders in alignment. And then we'll come back to center. You'll feel the side body really doing some work here. Left hand begins to reach away from the body. Come back to center. We stretch right. Almost like you're reaching for a cup that's on the shelf and you just can't get there. Your very tippy fingers. Tippy fingers, is that something? Today it is. Reach. And then we'll move to the left with our tippy fingers. And they move to the left. I like to make things up as I go through my practice. Right. And new words. Let's go with that, right? Those of you who know me know exactly what I'm talking about. Just for fun. Can't take ourselves too seriously in life. Gotta laugh at ourselves and laugh with others. And we'll do that one more time on each side. So we move to the left, reach, reach, reach. We move to the right, reach. And we move back to the left. Come back to center and slowly release those arms. Again, roll out those shoulders if needed, if you're feeling tight and tense at all through the neck. Moving on, we're going to come into a little bit of a side body stretch. So we'll take that left hand to the bottom of the chair. That right arm will come back overhead. We did this earlier. We're going to find that nice side body stretch. And we'll come back to center. We'll take that left arm overhead. Reach, reach, reach. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Stay nice and open. Make sure to breathe. And we'll come back through center, adding in that nice side stretch. Moving on to the lower body, we're going to add a little bit of a twist, and then we're going to come into the legs. So this is adding on to our waist before we transition to our legs. So we're going to take that left hand to the back of our chair. Anywhere you can hold on to, either the bottom of the chair or maybe the back of the chair. Just make sure it's nice and secure. And we'll take that left hand to reach back to the chair. We're going to use our right arm and we're going to cross it across the body to the left thigh. We're going to peel open that left shoulder and we're gently going to twist towards the left side of the body. Now maybe you can take your chin over your left shoulder. You can feel a stretch along the shoulders and neck as well as a stretch through the belly. Exhale and release. We'll come back to center. Moving on, the right hand can come to the back of the chair. Left hand will come to the right thigh. Peel open that right shoulder and we'll begin to enhance our twist through the middle of the body. Think about wringing out a wet washcloth. Exhale and release. Good. Shake that off, anything you may need. And we'll move on, moving into some movements with the legs. So we're going to draw that right knee towards the body and we're going to give that a hug. So as we do that, think about rounding the back body as if you were in cat position. So we round a little bit and we draw that knee towards our body. We'll release. We'll move to the left side. That left knee can come towards the body. Flex the foot, protecting the knee. And release. We're going to do that 2 more times on each side. So that right knee comes in towards the body. Keep the abdominals active, doing some work here. Nice and tall at the top, moving left. Flex that foot, give it a hug. Good. Release, 1 more on each side. That right knee comes in towards the body. We flex the foot. Release, moving left. Hug, exhale, and release. Adding on a hamstring stretch. Our hamstrings are so tricky. These stretches are great for keeping our low back nice and comfortable and keeping us flexible in the hamstrings and the low back. So we're going to take the right leg. I've lifted my knee a little bit off the ground. I'm going to extend my foot forward and I'm going to set my heel on the ground. So my heel is touching the floor. You can keep your hands at your hips or you can place your hands on your left thigh. Either one works. We want to keep the spine tall and long and we're going to simply hinge forward at the hips. So again, hands at the hips for this movement or on the thigh. I prefer my hands on my hips. I'm going to align that spine. I'm nice and tall and then I'm just hinging a little bit at the hips. Very similar to our halfway lift that we visited earlier today in our sun salutation. So our spine is lengthening, the crown of the head is reaching towards my voice. And here we breathe. So times that we're uncomfortable or we're experiencing discomfort, we hold our breath. And so if this is uncomfortable and you want to begin to find a little bit of release here, surrender a bit to this pose by finding a nice long inhale and exhale. And as you slow down the breath, maybe, just maybe, you can get a little deeper into this hamstring stretch. And we'll round through the back body, tuck the chin, and we'll find the vertebrae stacking once again, coming all the way to the top. We'll bring that right knee back towards the body and set that foot down. Moving to the left side, the left knee bends, and we'll place that left heel on the floor in front of us. I'll demonstrate the other modification, just holding my hands on my thighs so you can see what both of them look like. Again, think about hinging just at the hips. So I've got a fence line here, and I'm just reaching my upper body over that fence line. So my hands can be on my hips or on my thighs. I'm going to demonstrate on the thigh. I'm keeping my left foot flexed. My left knee is slightly bent. I stay nice and long through the spine as I begin to hinge over that fence line. Take some nice big breaths. Inhale and surrender, surrender, surrender to this stretch. It is a tricky one. Our hamstrings are very talkative. They want to tell us what we can and can't do in these positions. And we're just going to breathe here. We pause here in the stillness. Redirect the mind to the breath. We're going to round through the back body, tucking the shoulders, tucking the chin, and we'll come all the way back up to a nice tall spine, meeting at the top. We'll draw that left knee back in towards the body, and we'll set that left foot down. Moving on, we're going to find few shoulder rolls. We're going to find some nice big movements with the shoulders. So just some gentle stretching here. If the bigger circle isn't working for you, you can always do a smaller circle. You're always able to modify these. Take that in the opposite direction, nice big circles, just like we were working with our hips earlier. Now we work with the shoulders, and we'll bring that right hand down, moving to the left side. So those hips and shoulders are what holds all of this tension that may be building up in our body in a time of uncertainty like this. So allowing some space here, maybe we begin to unlock the body, the stressors, the areas of holding. We just want to release. And we'll relax that hand back down. Coming into the core next. So the core is so important for our spinal health. We worked on that side body a little bit. And now we're going to work specifically on the front of the body and the core. So I always like to explain, as we think about the body as a whole, think about what holds up the spine, especially in the areas of the body where it's just our organs. And it's really a muscular structure. So it's important to keep those muscles nice and strong, to keep the spine health flexible and happy and long. So we want to increase the activity in the core. So the first thing we're going to do is come into what's called dead bug. I know. So we're going to slide all the way back in our chair. So the seat of your chair and your sit bones are nice and deep in the chair. Arms can be alongside the body. We're going to take that right leg and we're going to stretch it out in front of us. And then we're going to add the left leg and stretch it out in front of us. Feet are flexed, bend in the knee, just a little bent. Then we'll inhale and take the arms overhead. Maybe you begin to feel this in the abdominal area. Stay nice and tall and long. Relax the shoulders. Lift through the crown of the head. And we're just going to breathe here. Dead bug. We're just breathing. Holding this for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, gently release. Everything will come back down to center. Excellent. Coming back to the edge of the chair, we're going to find the sit bones connected to the edge of the chair. We bend our knees, we bring our hands to the side of the chair, and we're going to move through more of a boat-like position. What I would like for you to do, sit up nice and tall, and then I want you to lean back a little bit, just enough so that you feel the core engage. You feel it turned on. Once your core is engaged, hanging on to the chair if you choose, we're then going to lift that right knee up. And then we're going to release that down, and we're going to lift the left knee up. So we're going to move from side to side. And we're going to keep that core engaged by leaning back, not using the back of the chair, but simply leaning back to engage the core. And we're going to alternate from side to side, lifting the knees, using the legs. Good, good, good. We're going to do 3 more on each side. Here's 2. Last round, 3. And set both feet down and come back to a nice tall spine. Excellent. Final move in our core series, we're going to come to ride our bike. So again, hands can stay nice and stable on the sides of the chair. We're holding on. We lean back slightly, tall spine. We tuck the tailbone a little bit to protect the lower abdominal area. And we're going to bring that right knee towards us. And then we're going to lift the left, if that's in your practice and it feels comfortable, and then we're going to start to ride our bike. Now you can always go back to the first position, or you can alternate legs, lifting and lifting, riding the bike. It's always interesting doing yoga at home. I always have somebody walking past wondering what I am doing. We are just riding our bike today. Good, and then we'll pause, release the feet back down, come to a nice tall spine. Excellent, congratulations, you made it through that core series. We're gonna bring the hands to the back of the chair, and I just want you to lift the heart center. So we just lift here. It's a nice stretch for the abdominal area that we just had engaged. We stretch and lengthen those muscles in the front of the body. And we exhale and release. Bringing our hands to heart center, we're going to work a little bit with chair. Couple reminders, if you do not do chair in your practice and lift your seat out of the chair, I recommend you not do that today. I simply want you to hinge forward and let the back body do the work. So similar to what we were doing when we found our halfway lift and then our rounding, we engaged the back body. Same thing here. This would be your chair. So that's chair without standing up out of your chair. If chair is in your regular practice and you're comfortable and confident that you are able to press up into a chair, you're welcome to join me in chair. We're only going to do 1 today. So we're going to bring the hands to heart center. Again, you can just start by simply moving forward, pressing into those feet, keeping everything nice and active. And then we're going to lift just a little bit away from our chair. So we want that seat to be reaching back towards the chair. You should be able to see your toes. And then the spine becomes nice and long. We're using the back body to energize. Excellent. And we exhale, and we'll release the body back down to the chair. And we're going to shake that out a little bit, maybe shimmy those shoulders, and just begin to relax. Good. We'll widen the feet, heel toe them a little bit wider. And we'll take a little bit of a side stretch. My battery's low. Hello, I'm back. So we're going to take a little bit of a side stretch here. So we're just going to take that right arm over, come back through center. And that left arm reaches over, come back through center, right, center, and left. And come back to center, Slide all the way back in the chair. If you used a block earlier today or a book at the beginning of class, find that same position so you're feeling nice and grounded, connected to the earth, to the world, something bigger than ourselves. We are such a small part of something so much bigger than we are. And we're going to sip in the breath, closing the eyes, coming back into relaxation. Palms can be facing down if you want to continue to find rest and relaxation. If you're still looking for more energy, the palms can be facing upward. And we just want to take a few moments just to sip in the breath and exhale and soften the body, soften the mind. Begin to relax the ankles and the feet, the toes. Relax the heels, the calves, the knees. Begin to relax the thighs and the hips, the sacrum, the pelvis. And with each exhale, linger a little bit longer in the exhale, a little bit softer in the exhale. Soften the belly, the lungs, the diaphragm. Relax the fingers and the hands, the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders. Soften the heart. Soften the throat. Relax the jaw. Let the tongue be heavy in the bottom of the mouth. Relax the face, the cheeks, the ears, the nose, the lips, the eyes. Soften the forehead, the eyebrows. Soften the mind. The inhale, bring in peace, and the exhale, calm. Peace and calm. Peace and calm. You're welcome to keep the eyes closed, and we'll close with an offering of peace, or you can open the eyes. You're welcome to join me or simply listen. We'll draw our hands to heart center. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Peace. The light in me sees and bows to the light in each one of you. Namaste.